Did you know that cold trees are a thing? Neither did I. Shane? Sometimes I stop and realize that I'm nothing more than a bag of juicy, squishy flesh. Well, that's where you're wrong, because that actually sounds like it would be fun to play with. But hey, that's just fine. What's life anyways? Just an endless loop of marriage and divorce. As I was saying, you can actually have trees on your farm that will produce coal for short amounts of time. I had no idea this was a thing. This game continues to surprise me and show me new things. After all my many hours and hundreds of years of gameplay, I had no idea still. Now in order to do this, we need a fruit tree, and we need that fruit tree to get hit by lightning. And being that it's the 24th of fall today, we're gonna skip it around till spring because fruit doesn't produce in winter. Fruit trees can't get hit by lightning in winter as well, and I can very easily plant all these fruit trees on the 1st of winter because the field is clear. I have gold clocks, so no debris grows, and grass doesn't grow in winter, it all disappears. With the exception of a few meteorites and some pigs, it's free to plant. I was originally gonna remove the pigs, but they can stay and hang out. I think the more trees we have in the field, the less likely we're gonna see one get hit by lightning, so I'm just gonna do a little area maybe right here, kinda so we can keep an eye on it, and we'll see how this goes. We have two choices of tree for spring. We got cherry or apricot. We're going to go with cherry because, obviously, they take 28 days to grow, so conveniently that's going to leave us on the 1st of spring. And conveniently, you don't need to hoe any ground to plant trees, you can just plant them directly into the dirt. They do need a little bit of space, but that's okay because that's just less planting for me. 45 seconds into my stupid idea and I've already screwed up the spacing. I'm not even sure the ones against the barn are going to grow. You can plant them, but I believe because there's something in the way around them, they're not going to grow to maturity, but we'll find out in the spring. I don't do fruit trees a lot, so I don't really know how they work. To start, we're going to go with this many trees. I'm not sure that adding any more is going to increase the likelihood that one is going to get struck by lightning. I'm not really sure how lightning works. I know if we put lightning rods, the lightning rods will get struck first, so we're definitely not adding any of those. Nothing else here on my farm really seems like a viable target for the lightning, with the exception of my horse, but unfortunately that can't happen. So at this point, we're basically going to skip it into spring, make every day stormy, and wait for something to get hit by lightning and see the results. The final day of winter, the trees are coming along nicely, the ones beside the barn. As I suspected, not growing very well. We are going to attempt to make it rain and storm tomorrow. I don't think you can on the 1st of the month, but it's easy enough to try. Without further ado, tomorrow, lightning. I'm pretty sure the first day of the month is always a bright, clear, sunny day for obvious reasons. Maybe before we get to spring. It just wouldn't feel right starting a new year with children I don't want. Plus everyone knows you need a child sacrifice to have a productive year. Today we find ourselves with a beautiful orchard of pink cherry trees, not all of which are grown, oddly enough. I don't know why these ones didn't grow, maybe they'll take an extra day or two for whatever reason. I know sometimes things just grow unevenly and I have no idea why. I'm going to clear out the grass because it's bothering me, then tomorrow is going to be the first stormy day. I'm actually pretty excited about this. I love seeing new things in the game that I haven't seen yet, and this is going to be one of them. Now it's basically just the waiting game. What I might actually do is zoom out so I can see all of the trees. Lightning never takes that long to strike, in my experience. That was a lightning strike, but it didn't seem to hit anything here. This might be a little bit of trial and error to make this work, but it will happen eventually. I knocked it back out to 0% zoom. We could go up further, but things are going to get pretty small at that point. Let's just kind of see how this one goes before we make any further adjustments. We've had one lightning strike so far, and it definitely wasn't on one of my fruit trees. At this point, I really can't help but wonder if there's something I could be doing to increase the odds of these getting hit. I don't know if you have less items on your farm, if they have a higher chance, if lightning strikes randomly, if there's things lightning is drawn to, with the exception of the lightning rod, obviously. I'm tempted to put a lightning rod right here. It will get hit once, maybe that will draw the lightning closer. I'm not really sure, I'm just bored and restless, so I'm going to do that. Now, we wait. I know the lightning rods really don't take long to get hit by lightning at all. And I remember doing this way back when, and the lightning seemed to happen more so in the morning than in the afternoon. But that was maybe a few updates ago, and that wasn't really a very valid theory. Well, it's 11 AM. I haven't heard any lightning strikes in a few hours, but I did notice early this morning in the first few hours, I heard 4 or 5, 6 lightning strikes. So I'm thinking the mornings are the most likely time. So we're going to skip to tomorrow and see if we can get some in the morning because I just want to hurry this up. A brand new day, the 3rd of spring, which is notorious for its rain. It looks like nothing here got hit by lightning yesterday. So we're going to sit here and play the waiting game again, only 6:10 AM. It's only going to be a matter of time before we get that lightning. Also, I'd like to point out that my luck is natural. It's neither good nor bad, really. I'm just letting it go with whatever. I don't know if luck has an effect on lightning. I would assume if anything, better luck means less lightning strikes, because normally you want less lightning in your farm because usually it damages stuff, with the exception of giving you a battery pack from the lightning rod. Okay, as soon as I looked away and stopped recording for a second, I think the lightning rod got hit. Something obviously happened to it and it's pulsing, so yeah, that was a lightning strike. I'm not sure if that one would have been a fruit tree otherwise, but at least that one's going for now. Now we'll just sit here and patiently wait. Okay, lightning definitely just struck something. I did not see what it was because I looked down to send a message. I feel like it was one of these trees that hasn't actually happened, like doesn't have anything on it. So I'm probably going to get rid of the trees that can't do anything because they're just a useless target at this point. Going on 11:30, I'm going to skip it ahead to tomorrow again because the lightning rod is already going. We should get an early morning strike and we should hopefully get it to hit a tree. So far, things are just cruising along nicely. I can hear the thunder. There was no lightning to accompany that. This lightning rod should still be pulsing for a few days. Now the lightning strike, nothing hit my trees. Big news! The lightning rod has given up its battery. So we'll go ahead and store that in the pond. Fish need energy too, and we're going to wait for the same thing to happen. The lightning rod has again been struck. That happened on the same day. I'm not sure if having that lightning rod is going to be beneficial. I think if we don't get a coal tree by the end of today, I'm going to remove the lightning rod because I think it's just absorbing my precious lightning. I think there was a lightning strike on a tree that I just saw. I think it was this upper right one right here. Kind of hard to see. Time will tell tomorrow. Nothing really happened. I saw the lightning strike, but then just it went blank. So maybe we'll skip it to tomorrow and see if that turns into a coal tree or not. I think that was it though. I hope it was because I'm not really having a lot of fun just standing there in the rain. Well, let's take a look. Nope, it's still a cherry tree. Maybe it takes a few days. Maybe it can't have fruit on it when it gets struck. I don't know the details of this at all. This is a lot of trial and error on my part. It could also be that the fruit tree didn't get struck and the ground beside it got struck. I didn't really see what the lightning hit. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye because I'm not really paying attention. I'm going to take the cherries off these trees to see if they produce coal tomorrow maybe. But we are going to make it another stormy day and I'm removing the lightning rod that is also getting stored in my pond. I would think that if a tree does get struck by lightning, it would look somewhat different. And the ones down below, definitely not producing any coal, so the lightning clearly didn't strike it. It struck something else. We can add a little bit more onto this experiment while we're waiting anyway, because lightning may or may not have struck my cherry tree, which is a spring tree. Maybe if I have trees from other seasons, lightning has to strike those, because these ones are already bearing fruit. Other fruit trees won't be, so maybe they'll produce coal at that point. And just like that, we've got a bunch of other trees out here in our field to hopefully get hit by lightning. They're not matured yet. I'll make them grow up in just a sec. Magic. Now these trees can hopefully maybe also get hit by lightning. I don't know yet. I've just learned the lightning works like this. Every 10 minutes in game, a lightning strike happens somewhere. It is completely random where that hits with the exception of the lightning rod. Now, when you're sleeping, you get 1 strike per hour randomly somewhere. So if you go to bed instantly every day, you'll get 18 lightning strikes somewhere on the map. It is completely random where there's going to hit, but that's still 18 chances. And also, it turns out the higher your luck, the more lightning strikes happen. So I had that backwards. So I'm actually going to turn on max daily luck and we'll get more lightning strikes. At this point, I think we're just going to skip through a few lightning days. We're going to go through 2 days and see how this works. The coal trees last for 4 days. We shouldn't miss any. Definitely no coal trees today. It is quite long odds for this to happen. Halfway through spring, still no coal tree. I just heard a lightning strike somewhere very nearby, but I don't think it struck any tree because nothing exciting happened. At first, I thought this was going to be a really fun, quick idea. No problem, I thought. I'd get lightning to hit a tree. That's easy. We can even see how much coal it gives you over those 4 days, if different kind of trees make a difference. Nope. At the very best, we're going to get 1 single coal tree, and barely at that. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the solution, and it should have been obvious all along. All I needed was to have bunny jumps make me a mod to make lightning strikes happen. As you can tell, there's already a lot going on in the background. I've already had 2 on my farm near the fruit trees. Now, if I'm understanding this correctly, if I press L, it makes lightning strike somewhere. It's still random, but it makes the lightning happen. So if I just press L a whole bunch of times, eventually lightning is going to strike the fruit trees and everything else in existence ever. I like this mod. And it's actually a little bit hard to see what exactly that lightning is striking, so we're just going to do this for maybe 3-4 minutes. That should guarantee the odds that something important was struck, and then tomorrow we'll see exactly what kind of coal trees we have. I'm mostly just enjoying making lightning strike things. That tree right there definitely got hit a few times. Interesting. Oh, and it's smoking and everything. The tree smoked for a few seconds. Very cool. I had no idea. Okay, well, that tree's confirmed a coal tree for tomorrow, but we're not done yet. I just noticed amongst all the lightning that this one down here looks pretty burnt, which is interesting because I had a lot of lightning strikes down here so far. But they definitely have a different appearance once they've been hit, and I can't believe out of the 1,000 lightning strikes I've already summoned that only 2 trees have been hit. That goes to show you how long this idea actually would have taken had I not had the mod made. Interestingly, the trees on this side of the farm like to get hit a lot more than all my cherry trees. I've had 1 cherry tree hit so far, and 4 of the other season's trees. I wonder if this one here is the last spring tree as well. It probably is. That's curious. I don't know why that is, And I don't particularly care that much, it's just interesting. Well, I think that's about enough lightning for one day. I've probably destroyed half the world. The town is on fire, but I want my coal trees, and tomorrow we're gonna get those, finally. Well, here it is. My first time ever witnessing coal trees. So they just sit there and smolder and produce 1 coal per day if I'm seeing this correctly. Very interesting. That was probably, honestly, close to 1,000 lightning strikes, and it only hit a few of my trees. So don't expect a lot of coal trees in your regular gameplay. It's going to be pretty rare that these happen. Considering, like I said, I've never seen coal trees before. I had no idea these were a thing, and I have over 900 hours in this game. I'm assuming the maximum amount of coal a tree can give you is 3, just like the fruit trees, but let's give it 1 more day just to experiment. And the next day, they're back to normal. They just repair themselves, the coal disappears. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to harvest that, so we're gonna have to do it again tomorrow. Or, as it turns out, we can do it today. Lightning can happen on regular days too, why not? Got one, over there on the left. Alright, let's give it a few days, harvest that coal, and see what we're rewarded with. I'm assuming it's just pretty simply 2 pieces of coal. 2 pieces of coal for pretty much the rarest tree ever. What happens if we chop a burnt tree down? Anything? Wood and sap. Doesn't seem like anything out of the ordinary there. Well, this smoldering stump kind of looks interesting. Well, the tree, it just reverts back to normal. Nothing to see here. This is just going to grow back into a fruit tree again. We do have another coal tree, but that's nothing interesting. It was only 3 coals. Anyways, that's my reward for this massive effort to make a coal tree.